to happen with your sales tax part of the business. We would rather have the auditors never come to your company, or even if they do come, should leave in the next couple of minutes as soon as they arrive. Quick intro to Avalara. We've been in the market for about 6-7 years now, and we've had tremendous success helping small and medium-sized businesses automate their sales tax compliance for a couple of different reasons. One, sales tax management is a non-revenue generating activity. It does not make you any money. So we'd rather have you take that head count and move it to money-generating activities like sales and marketing, customer service, other tasks that may be available in your company. The other piece is audits today are fairly expensive and time-consuming. So with the Avalara solution and all the accolades that we have received from the industry, specifically the SFC certified tag that we've received, we make sure that we provide you the most accurate sales tax information so that when the auditors do come, they review your reports in a couple hours, and then they're on their way. So let's take a look at what the first tax audits look like. They're a very simple rate product. They came in very large books, and those books were heavy, and it took a lot of time to get to a sales tax rate. We actually do this exercise in our company today. When we have new salespeople or new consultants and developers that join us, we have them look up the sales tax rate in a specific county in Denver. And when they spend 5 hours on the phone trying to get the most accurate sales tax rate, they figure out exactly why we're in business. And then they actually understand what we get folks as customers are going through. Now, eventually, the large books changed in their medium, and they were replaced by CDs. Now, the CDs were a little helpful, but they still didn't solve the problem of how time-consuming it was to look up the sales tax rate. So the Internet has helped replace both of these. What we've done is use superior technology to map every sales tax jurisdiction in the entire country. And I'm showing you an example of one on this page, but we'll come back to this one in just a second. And I want to show you this map. If you have questions along the way, the chat window on this GoToMeeting site, on the bottom right of your screen, plug away your chat questions there, and I'll answer them as we go, or I'll just answer them in the end, depending on the question. But if looking at the screen, this is what all the sales tax jurisdictions in the country look like. There's about 14,000 of them. Some areas it's a lot complicated, say Denver, Kansas City, the Georgia area. Some states like Oregon, it's very simple. But again, if you do business in one or more states, we can definitely help you streamline that entire sales tax process. Let's go ahead and just click on any of these jurisdictions. And when I zoom in, you'll see that we've broken down that sales tax rate by state, county, and if there's any special taxes that are available. I would like to encourage you guys to go to avataxrates.com and play around with the site, because this is exactly what our technology does. It provides the most accurate sales tax rate. Now again, how do we do that? Let's go back to the PowerPoint deck. So before we can get the most accurate sales tax rate, we need to figure out the most accurate address. And what we do is we provide address validation as part of the solution, which gets the zip+4 information. And after that, we take that zip+4 information and find the corresponding geotag, which is the latitude and longitude value in our sales tax map, and then we get you the most accurate sales tax rate. Look at how complicated this entire information is. This house that you're seeing on the screen, 2/3 of it is in one tax zone, and the other 1/3 is another tax zone. How do you tax that? I mean, say if you were to buy a TV, where would you put the TV? This other house is actually not even in the tax zone. Sounds to me like the mayor lives there. So another thing that's true about traditional sales tax software is that it's really, really expensive. It's been available for 30 years, and it was only available for, well, only enterprise companies could afford it, because the cost ranged from $50,000 to over $1 million. The installation took twice the cost of the product and took up nearly a year to deploy. So with all these complexities, Avalara saw an opportunity in the market to provide this enterprise-level solution to SMB customers. So what do? We provide a portfolio of services that will help you provide you total compliance. So let's go piece by piece. The AvaTax Calc is the most robust sales tax calculation engine available in the market today. We are SSC and SAT-70 Type 2 certified. We have integrations with over 150 systems, and we provide robust taxability rules. I want to zone into this taxability rules because what it does is, say you have 500 items in your inventory, and a lot of those items are taxed differently in the state that you do businesses in. Say a bagel could be taxed differently in New York and taxed totally differently in California. And the tax rules around that bagel change almost every quarter. So how do you maintain all that information? Well, the AvaTax Calc product does that for you. Now we realized that some customers would just come up and say, hey, I'm tax exempt. I don't want to pay tax. In that situation, the vendor is required to take a tax certificate, have the customer sign it, and then they have to store that certificate just in case when an auditor comes, they can prove why they did not capture the sales tax information. So the AvaTax Search is a turnkey solution. It's web-based. We store all the third information with the tax information, and whenever an auditor comes in, you can provide a complete audit trail to satisfy that auditor. Now the returns piece is basically making AvaTax a one-stop shop for you. How? Well, we help you calculate the most accurate sales tax and capture it. Then with the returns piece, we'll help you submit and file the returns to the state and the tax entities. And after that, we'll also go ahead and remit the money on your behalf. Now, another feature of the tax return service is notice management. Say we go ahead and submit all those returns, and the state says, hey, I've got a question on this little piece of return. Here's a tax notice. Get this back to me. Well, the AvaTax has a section in the service where we put all the notices in place, and we have a staff on board that helps you navigate those notices. The next two services are ancillary. Say today you were doing 1099. The same thing is true for 1099 as it is true for sales tax. You don't make any money at it, you have to do it. Well, if you're doing 1099 today, it's taking you a couple of days to get the 1099 processed, and then a couple more days to mail them out. That's 4 days out of your month or whatever time period that you should or did not need to use, because the AvaTax 1099 could have done that entire job in an hour. And then the next piece is AvaTax Professional Services. This piece, I believe, is key to a lot of customers because it provides nexus studies. And what nexus studies are an understanding of which regions you need to collect sales tax and then how much sales tax would you be collecting in those regions. You could come up with strategies to understand which products maybe you should be selling in region A versus region B so that you can offer a cheaper price to the customer. So that's what Nexus Study does. Another key service that we offer is audit defense. And audit defense comes into play when you are audited. And we have a team on board that helps you navigate through that complex audit process. And of course, tax research is basically navigating through all your items, understanding which items are taxed where and how much, and then giving you a report of that. All the services that we provide in AvaTax Professional Services get you ready to understand what it would be, what effort it would take to achieve total compliance. And then once you know what are the requirements, we have AvaTax Calc, Search, and Returns available to help you with that total compliance. So again, I do want to stress that AvaTax is, or Avalara is, a one-stop shop company. We have everything around sales tax, whether it's sales or use tax, ready for you. Now, in terms of Syspro today, we are supporting Syspro 6.1 and Syspro 6.0 SB2. So if you're in either one of those solutions, we can provide you with AvaTax web service. Now, one of the keys to our success is this centralized management of sales configuration. The admin console that we prepared allows you to connect several different solutions, whether you have remote offices, whether you have a shopping cart, whether you have a custom software that needs to process sales tax. All of those softwares can use the same instance of AvaTax to calculate sales tax. On top of the Syspro, I guess in the Syspro world, we support the Dovetail e-commerce solution today. Plus, if you were to go to Magento or any of the other e-commerce products, we support Flurry as well. And you can find more information on those on our website, www.avalara.com. We show all the products that we integrate to today on the front page. So how does the system work? Well, the AvaTax connector is installed inside of your accounting package, which will be Syspro 6.1 or 6.0 SB2 today. And it sits in there and seamlessly calculates the sales tax rate based on location, product type, and customer exemption status. Our value proposition is that AvaTax is the fastest, easiest, and the most accurate tax compliance service available today. And we have won, like I said before, numerous awards for it. So let's go ahead and let me show you a little bit of this admin console. So this is the new and improved. It's our latest release of the admin console. And when you log in, you immediately see a few key pieces of information. The most important being the tax summary. It shows what your total tax amount for the year is. Then you see the exemption exposure that you might have in the next 30, 50, 90 days. Apart from that, we've got some information and some resources available to you. We've got the release guides. We have AvaTax University. These are both online training for customers. And we have videos that explain the different components of the sales and use tax world and how you can take measures to make sure that you're in 100% compliance. Then we have knowledge base. A lot of the questions that you asked today might have already been answered. We encourage you to enter the knowledge base and speak for yourself. Because we do have 10,000 customers, and we've gone through a lot of different questions and answers. Now, in terms of support, we offer 3 different types of support. It's web-based, where you can submit a case right here on the screen. You can also submit a case through the Avalara website, www.avalara.com. You can also chat with the representative on our website, and you can always send us an email or give us a phone call. Today, our wait time is less than a minute, and we actually track this information at our corporate headquarters, which is going to be in Bridge Island. So let's look at the organization tab. You can set up as many organizations as you want in this company. Let's take a look at the next, which really means which countries and states you want to collect sales tax in and what's the beginning date and the end date. Then we have a lot of the tax codes already built into the system, and what tax codes are categories of products that you'll have in your inventory whose rate changes periodically. So this way, when you map all your inventory to the tax codes, you never have to come back in and update the sales tax information. Let's go back in. And then let's take a look at the exemption. And what I'm trying to do right now is I'm going to bring up the certificate image for you. I believe this is important to show you because what the certs do is proof of why you did not charge a customer sales tax. And this is an electronic copy of the cert that is stored in our system. And again, when an auditor comes up, you can easily show them all the certs that they're looking for, and then they'll be on their way. Let's look at a transaction. I think this is exciting because it actually shows you what our technology does. So here, we've got the origination address and the destination address. So we do offer the sourcing rules, right? So depending on which sourcing rule the state is using, we'll go ahead and use that one to calculate the correct sales tax information. Then, when you expand on this line item, you can see the different types of sales tax rates that are available that we're collecting. And in this specific example, we're actually not collecting a sales tax because of the type of product that it is. And this is computer software electronically downloaded. Now, I believe that digital downloads are not taxable today, so we're not charging sales tax. Another example of a product whose taxability is different. Let's go back to the transaction tab and see if I can pick one up for you. There we go. Let's pick this one up. So now I'm showing you an example of a transaction that has 4 different line items. And so the first one is installation. It's non-taxable. The second one is a taxable item, and its maintenance is taxed differently. And you can see that the amount of the item that line amount that is taxable and non-taxable. So we're keeping track of all this information. And what's happening in the background is when you process an order inside of the Syspro system, we send that entire order document over to this AvaTax dashboard, and we calculate the sales tax by line item. So if you had multiple ship-to addresses on the same document, we'll be able to calculate the most accurate sales tax rate for all those line items. So the next screen I have for you is a tax return. Let's go ahead and pick a date where I have some liability information for you. So we create these liability worksheets, and let's pick California. Okay, so in California, I need to submit this form monthly and this form quarterly. Now, for most customers, say setting up the sales tax rate information and maintaining it might be very easy, but when they have to file the forms, that's where it takes them a lot of time. So with this side of the solution, we allow you to basically to sit back and look at how we're going to file the forms for you. I mean, the system calculates all the data, also calculates what your liability is, and then submits the forms on the periodic schedule that is required by the state that you're filing in. So for California, we'll submit it monthly and quarterly. And then at the same time, we offer a remittance service, which will take the money up from under the account and submit it on the same schedule that is required by the state. Let's go up. Now, I did mention tax notices in the PowerPoint deck. This is the section where all the tax notices are stored, and we have a team that works with you to respond to those tax notices. And then we have some reports in this dashboard. You can always print out the reports and check them with your Syspro system. So let's go back to the presentation. And let's talk about when is it a good time to use AvaTax. Well, if you have nexus in 4 or more states, or you are doing business in one of these states, primarily New York, California, Georgia, Texas, LA, Alabama, Tennessee, Colorado, Illinois, or Arizona, you'll definitely need a solution because maintaining those sales tax rates is so complicated anyway. If you have a new or modified ERP installation, so say you move from Syspro 6.0 SB2 to Syspro 6.1, it's a good time to use it. If you have recently been audited or are soon to be audited, please give us a call. We'll make sure that all your system is set up properly and your auditors will be satisfied. Now for the AvaTax Calc piece, if you're experiencing fast growth, you have remote sales folks and are hiring staff, give us a call. If you are in network marketing, medical devices, software, hardware, food, let us know. And then, if your customers are demanding that sales tax be charged, it is a good time to give us a call. On the third side, if you're a distributor, wholesaler, retailer, manufacturing, we'll be able to help you out. And on the return side, we can help every customer that is processing sales tax today, because I found out in most of the conversations that I've had that the pain point is that the filing and remitting of the returns is more cumbersome than just calculating the right sales tax. So at Avalara, we look at ourselves as an experience company. We can talk product and features and all that good stuff all day long, but what differentiates us from everybody in the market is our unique experience. And the way that unique experience is built is after this webinar, let's set up a demo and understand your exact company's business and your exact sales tax requirement. And then after that sales process, we will hand you over to a go-live person in our company, and that go-live person will guide you through this easy implementation, which will take about a month and a half. After you go live, we have a support team for your technical support, trouble takers, and even tax questions. Then say those tax questions that you're asking are just so super complicated, and you have come across scenarios where you just don't know what to do. We have a compliance team that offers those professional services to guide you through your new sales tax requirements. And then after you go live, we have the support team that helps you with technical support, and then we have the customer loyalty team, which checks in periodically with you to make sure that you are using our solution to the best of its ability. And what I mean by that is, say today you were doing 1,000 invoices, and tomorrow you're doing 10,000. You've completely outgrown the subscription scenario that you're in, and we'll go ahead and help you upgrade to the next subscription tier. Say the other reverse is also true. Say you were doing 1,000 transactions a year, and now you're back to 100, and you scale down your part of your business. Well, we'll go ahead and downgrade you so that you're not overpaying for those transactions. So we are a subscription-based service, so it's pay as you use, and we found that this is the most affordable way for us to provide this enterprise-level technology over to SMB customers. Now, here are some of the things that our customers have told us, but apart from the experience, the level of support that we provide ranges from 9 to 5, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., or even 24/7. So depending on the nature of your business, any type of support that you require, we are available and here to help you out. So I'd encourage you to go to www.avalara.com and check out our website. There are tons of resources and information. We do have a blog. We have like every social media tool. So if you're on Facebook, if you're a Twitter account, you have a LinkedIn account, or if you just simply like WordPress site, we have all of those. And our website will be able to navigate you through those resources for you to learn about our product, understand what our customers are saying. There's tons of videos. And of course, after this presentation, Yvette and I will follow up with you to see if there is anything that in the presentation that caught your attention. And of course, I'd like to have a quick conversation with you about where you are in your business and how can we help you. If we can't help you immediately, as you grow your business, we'll be there to help you. But with that, my name is Asher, and here's my information on the screen. Shoot me an email. Actually, just give me a call. You know, that's the best way to reach me. And that is my cell phone number, so I'll always be here. But with that, if you have any questions, please go ahead and put them in the chat section of this presentation, and I'll go ahead and answer them for you.
Thank you, Asher. This is Yvette. Since we do have some time, I can unmute the lines so that if anyone does have questions, feel free to ask them. It'll take me just a moment. Okay, I've unmuted the phone lines, so if anyone has questions, feel free to ask. I have a question for you, Asher. I know you mentioned this works with Syspro release 6.1. Do you have to be on that release, or do you work with older versions of Syspro? Asher?